Hello, hello everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. And I'm making this so original where if anyone decides to use this idea, you had to ask me. But right now, this is my what if deku was the monster among men. Braun Stroman, yes. He's gonna look exactly like Braun Stroman, but he's not gonna have the... Well, I'm not sure if he's gonna have the beard. If you guys want him to have the beard and mustache, comment in the comments below. If not, I'll be fine. It's just, no worries. Most of you guys don't really comment. Get like 5 comments, but then again, I get like 13, maybe 14 views on videos. I know, I'm an upcoming. So yeah. So we start off with Izuku Midoriya going to the court doctor. And once he gets to the court doctor, they do some tests. And yes, tests. If he has a quirk. They were quite surprising. This quirk is like, yes, quirk is strong. Maybe strong enough to defeat All Might. Yes, I know. Making Deku OP. This Deku's Braun Stroman. Of course he's gonna be OP. And his hair is gonna be brown. Yeah, Musashi, instead of having, I know, he's going for All For One, because his hair is white. I'm gonna make All For One have, he has that scar. Like, there's like a picture of him in the Midoriya household. His hair is just gonna be brown, but he makes his hair looks like it's white when it's really not. Yes, how Sashi does it without the scar. Yes, all for one would probably have a quirk like that. Where he looks like he's injured, but he's really not. Looks like he can look like his old self is injured, but without anyone knowing he's injured. The only person that would know that he's injured is All Might. But since that fight, All Might and All For One aren't in their primes anymore. So yeah, so that's why everyone's looking for a successor. I know Deku's gonna have a shock explosion quirk. But if you guys want me to give him one for all or not, leave a comment down below to give him one for all. If not, then that's fine with me. It doesn't really matter. He has a shock absorption quirk. Yeah, that's the quirk I'm giving him. This is where start off with the anime middle school, with him being the last day and all the flashbacks. You don't know. People didn't really mess with Dick because of his quirk being shock exertion. Some people are quite amazed that he has a quirk like that and could possibly overthrow All Might. But Izuku does train. When I mean train, he trains like Braun Stroman trains. Yes, I know. I'm doing this. I know. You all can put hate. Give me hate comments. You can also unsubscribe. Oh yeah, like and subscribe. It's free. Most of my viewers that watch probably are subscribed. Some are not. Let's get me to, I don't know, maybe 100 subscribers at the end of the year. That's my goal. If not, then I'll be fine. It don't matter. So yeah. And you guys are probably wondering why I don't upload anymore. It's because of school. Yeah, school. I know. All boring. Yada yada yada. Yeah, it's true. School. I mean, but you're always wondering why, but, well, I'm gonna be probably uploading a lot during the summer. Not totally sure, but I know I am. I won't probably be uploading in August, because I'm going on vacation, or road trip. I could probably upload. Not totally sure, but I could try. So, if you guys want to ship, put a ship down in the comments. It can be a femme version of a male character, or not. Doesn't really matter. So, we get off to middle school, the end of middle school. And Deku was walking home. Yes, he for a teenager, he's 6'8". Yeah, 6'8". As his hair is kind of like, his hair is like Braun Stroman's, but not really. He has hair on the side. And this side goes up into like ponytail. So that's what his hair is like. Hair is also brown, like Braun Stroman, and he also has a tattoo on his arm. Tattoo on his like shoulder and part arm, and on his back. So we go to where the Sledgeville incident, where he was getting suffocated by the. He's not really a fan of All Might. He does admire him, and so he was being attacked, and All Might came to save him. And Izuku got to ask him that famous question. We all know it. It's like, can I be a hero with my quirk? And All Might asks, what is your quirk, young one? And Izuku Midoriya says, my quirk's shock absorption. I was surprised because he never really heard of an actual person having a quirk called shock absorption. But yes, you're wondering why. Well, because All for One, yes, has a shock absorption quirk. So if I wouldn't be surprised if he has a stronger version of the shock absorption. I'm wondering why. Because look, right? He has this shock absorption. The Nomu has shock absorption. But over the days and years of training and training with Bakugo, I'm just going by Bakugo because I don't know if you want him to be femme or just regular Bakugo. Also leave that in the comment too. But yeah, so All Might said, yes, you can be a hero. You could even be the #1 hero if you put your heart and soul into it. That was what All Might said in his perspective. And Izuku, in his perspective, said thank you and asked All Might if he could train him. And All Might said, sure, but how do you want me to train you? He's like, well, basically because of my quirk being a shock absorption, I was wondering if we could have sparring matches as training, so I can boost up my muscle and stuff like that, and also do some heavy lifting. And All Might was thinking, then he's in his own thoughts saying, if this kid doesn't accept One for All, I'll still train him. He seems like a nice kid, and he does want to be a hero. So, yes, then he becomes Skinny White. Then he asks Izuku this one question. Have you ever thought about being my successor? And Izuku, I'm not totally sure, but Izuku says, no, It's like in All Might, he understood because shock absorption is basically powerful than all. But his shock absorption, if he gets hit by someone with a speed quirk, his speed's like a little faster. I'm not sure how fast Braun Stroman can run, but seeing that he can run around the ring super fast and just knocking people out of the way, I'm going with he's fast enough to win it. Fast enough to, like, if, what is it? Alright, just imagine Braun Strowman chasing AJ Styles, like that, yeah. So, this is where, training Izuku, yes, Izuku. But, I'm gonna have him change his name once he gets, like, 6. I'm not sure how the laws work in Japan, but I'm just gonna make sure that his name's changed, like his name changed to his hero name. But I see why his hero name, is the monster among men. Well, you're wondering why, because look, Braun Strowman, he's specifically a monster. He wins almost every fight he's almost basically in. I know he lost a few, but still, he is probably one of the most greatest superstars, like, around so far, but I don't know for sure. But if I had to put it, he's like my top 10 wrestlers that could probably dominate if they give it the right to. But yes, he won't, like, I don't even know. In all his moves, he has all Braun Strowman's moves. The reverse choke slam, that whole thing he does, and that running power slam, and that train bulldozer. Well, I know he has the one where he runs and knocks the person out of his way and just continues running. I know he'll do that. But yes, he only trained with All Might to build up some muscle, so All Might told him to meet him at Dagobah Beach. Yes, the beach where Izuku cleans in the anime, which I thought was kind of interesting. So we go to the training, and they train. And All Might was surprised. He didn't suspect Izuku to, well, Braun Strowman, we'll refer to Izuku as Braun Stroman from now on. And if you don't want me to, just comment no, and I'll just call him Izuku or Deku. But for right now, I'm just going to stick with Braun Stroman, because that's going to be his hero name anyway. So, well, I won't use that until he chooses his hero name. Because if I mention Braun Stroman, that's going to be Izuku. So, just to make sure you won't get confused, but that's how that's going to go. So now, it took them 5 months. It took Izuku 5 months to clean. And they do go to the beach, so sometime. And Izuku, well, since they're at a beach, he also told Izuku to walk in the water with the metal part trash, while having it over him. And because the ocean's gravity, ocean is heavy. Water is heavy if you have because how gravity works, alright, imagine water, rain and water, right? Evaporation, it goes up, but comes down with water. It comes down fast, but sometimes not really. But yes, water is thick and heavy. You think about it. So, which actually made Izuku's training a bit harder. He would have had the beach cleaned in 2 months, but he got it done in 5 because of the water. They were training in the water, which actually gave him a few actual muscle, like some of Brock Lesnar's muscle, but more Braun Stroman like. So they continue to train, but Izuku being like Braun Stroman and all, they do arm wrestle to see how it went. And surprising, Izuku is able to take on All Might in arm wrestle and All Might when he's in his buff form, but because Izuku's not using his quirk, that's the difference though. Izuku's not using his quirk, that won't really like help at all. Because Izuku was still basically win if he had his quirk. Well, if his quirk would. But this is where the training with All Might. They were fighting and All Might accidentally did 100% smash without them knowing. And he sent Izuku flying, but not far. Like, maybe a few feet away. Like 5, 6, maybe 10 feet away. Well, no, I'm going with 20 feet away. Not far. Like, imagine a street. 6 feet, not far, but 20 feet, like that. It's like, imagine a step of your yard, just like the yard, and to the end of the yard. That's basically like 20 feet there. And what is it? And Izuku accidentally punched All Might. All Might was sent flying about like 100 feet away. He was sent 100 feet away, and All Might was surprised, and he wondered what just happened. How did he get so strong? Then All Might realized he used 100% on him, and All Might's like, right, shock absorption. But yes, Izuku. Well, how Izuku works, if his shock absorption goes on way too long and be punched, it wouldn't work as much because of the shock absorption being having it have to, like the Nomu, like how All Might punched it with all of it with the United States, the smash, punched it out of this USJ. Sorry, I'm kind of tired, guys. Yeah, so just sharing. Like, and was never seen after that. Yeah, that's what it was. Basically, like that. And so they train for the rest of the 5 months, which they did, and Izuku did go to school like that. I was chosen the anime. And Izuku did grow a beard, and All Might did inform UA that one of their students is gonna have a beard because of his training and his quirk. Well, how his quirk worked, it affects him like his father did. His father grew a beard and a mustache when he used his shock absorption quirk, but he never used it much because it would give them the attention that his son is, that it's all for one. That all for one has a beard and all. Yeah, that's why he doesn't use it. But since he gave his shock absorption to a Nomu wouldn't really grow a beard because it had has a beak. So yeah. So we continue with the entrance exam. And Izuku goes in. He was confident, so he doesn't fall or meet or Raka. Oh yeah, if you also want Izuku to have a hero, put hero in the comments and I'll try to make it work out. But if not, then just leave a ship. Alright, I can ship Izuku with 3 characters, 2 characters, or 1 character. Doesn't really matter. You can even choose a character from any class, like class 1A, class 1B. So, yeah, so Izuku goes to the entrance exam, he takes the written part, which he also did study for, and he scored higher than them, actually. Yes, I know why. Izuku is smart when he puts his mind to it, but sorry, just yawn. So he passed. He got top score for the written part. Now we go to the physical, practical. Yeah, the practical exam. So, but yeah, if he also wants to let out all the shock absorption, all the shockwaves he absorbs into his body, he can also use a move. Just punch the robot so hard, just be obliterated, won't be seen, just turn to dust like that. That's how he's gonna use his shock absorption against the Nobu, the USJ, but that's all I'm gonna go for, but let's get into the practical exam. Izuku was running around to find robots, and he did find a robot that came at him at full speed and punched him, sending Izuku far. Absorbed it, and he ran into the robot quite fast, actually, doing the thing that this Braun Stroman. Alright, let me get a wrestler. No, Braun Stroman doing this, just running into the person, just running into it, just pushing him out of the way, and just getting points, just running, and he's just like doing that to robots, after robots, and after robots. Then he stunts, gets hit by his strength quirk, strength 1 robot, and he just punched the robot like that, it just blows up. Oh yeah, that's how Izuku passed the exam with 200 points, and Aizawa wanted him in his class, so yes, he got into Aizawa's class. But the true test of strength was the 0 point. I don't really have. Oh wait, never mind. Yes, I do. I have something that's big. Yeah, I know. But this is probably one of the biggest things I have. So yeah. So 0 point comes, and a girl asks for help. That girl would be Momo Yarozu? Yeah, Yarozu. She was trash because she accidentally used too much of her quirk and kind of getting a bit streamed of it. So, yeah, so Izuku was like, just imagine this, the hand being Izuku, like a small version of that, just because the robot was big, so just imagine that, it is so small. And punch the 0 pointer like that, and just falls backwards. blowing it while being blowing the head off while it's being like exploding. And we now go to the first day of UA. Yes, the first day. Zuku did get in, but they had said humongous school uniform, but they gave him the right where he wears shirt underneath it, like any shirt he wants underneath his school shirt, but he doesn't have to wear like the jacket part, just the school shirt, having it unbuttoned like that, but showing his shirt under it. Oh yeah, so Zuko, I'm not sure. No, I'm not gonna give Zuko his tie. But his pants are like, it's either Zuko's pants gonna be like this or like Roman Reigns' pants. No, I'm going with Roman Reigns' pants. So yeah, he walks in, his pants look like Roman Reigns, and he goes to a seat because he's the first one there. But he noticed Aizawa, and Aizawa took a note of this. He's like, so he noticed me. Huh. He is quite a problem child. That's Aizawa's perspective, but he doesn't say it where Izuku can hear him. So we go with everyone gets in classroom. Then Momo goes up to him and says thank you. Izuku says you're welcome, and that's how their conversation went. And then Aizawa woke up saying, alright, you problem children, introduce yourselves, your name's Quirk, and don't disturb me when I'm sleeping while I'm doing this. Just wake me up when you're done, please. Right, that's what Aizawa did, and Aizawa went back into his sleeping bag, back to sleep. And then everyone introduced themselves except for 3 people. I'm going to go with one person in particular that I thought wouldn't mind being in this is Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar also has a shotgun open quirk, but it's where if he gets punched, he absorbs it and punches back harder. But his hero costume is gonna look like this, and he has all the tattoos he has on his back, shoulder, their shoulder, and his chest like that. So yeah, he's gonna have all that tattoos. Braun Stroman's gonna have these tattoos, the one that's on his arm, inner arm, on his shoulder, and back. That's the only tattoos Stroman has, but who cares? It's Braun Stroman, he can have as many tattoos as he wants. So, we go to a kid named Katsuki Bakuga. And he goes up saying, my name's Katsuki Bakuga. My quirk, explosion. Basically, sweat. Nitroglycerin? Yeah, nitroglycerin. I have nitroglycerin sweat, which makes my quirk go when it reaches my hands. And he pops a small explosion, but not much, to wake others all up. Then we go to, yes, Brock Lesnar is gonna have his theme song when he goes into the Heroes vs. Villains. But they're gonna make an entrance, a nice entrance. And you're just gonna help them out with it, because her quirk is basically a sound quirk. Like, can't go wrong with a sound quirk. Even when the two WWE wrestlers good like their music's like okay, but I thought it was like quite nice. So we go to the next Brock Lesnar. name's Brock Lesnar, and I have a shock absorption quirk. My abilities. Once I get punched, I can punch back harder, and I am also a practice MMA, MMA, boxing, street fighting. Not sure if Brock Lesnar would know street fighting, but who cares? It's Brock Lesnar. He can do whatever he wants. So he explains all his stuff. His listeners, but his name's like his actual name's Brock. Well, I don't know Brock Lesnar's actual name, but his name for this what if is gonna be Brock Lesnar. And next we have Izuka Midoriya. Looks like Braun Stroman, all that yada yada. Goes up, and he said, "Hello, my name is Izuka Midoriya, and I am 16 years old. If you're asking, you're probably wondering why do I have a beard at such a young age?" And I must say, well, it's because of my quirk. It's based off my dad's, but he never uses it. I haven't seen my dad since I was 5, or maybe, I believe 4 was the last time I saw my dad. I seen him on my birthday when he went to get milk, but he never came back. So I think he actually had to go somewhere important, but he did give me and my mother a call before he left. Tell them I'll be back soon, maybe sometime around when I'm like 16 maybe. But my dad's quirk is a shock absorption quirk, but I also get his shock absorption. Well, technically my quirk is based off of his. But you're wondering why I'm so tall. Well, my dad was tall. Yes, I know. Tall dude. Really tall. But it's like maybe taller than all mine, I think. Not totally sure, but. So, I have this shock absorption quirk, but my shock absorption quirk makes one drawback is I have a mustache and beard. I don't know why I have this, but every time I shave this off, it comes back in an hour or two, so I'm like, I don't bother with it, so I just take showers to have it clean once in a while, and I shave it once in a while, so I don't get it all dirty and all, so I don't have lice. I meant to say, yeah, my shock absorption is kind of like Brock's, but not really. My shock absorption lets me absorb the attack and use it against my opponent. But if I let it all go in one punch, I basically obliterate my opponent. Which is why I never do that. The only reason why I did it against the Zero Pointer is to save someone. Which, if you're wondering why I saved her, 0 points. No, you're cool. Surprised you guys didn't know that actually. So yeah. And after the introductions and all, they finish and they go to the gymnasium. Or no, I'm not sure what it was. It was a ground the training room. I'm not sure if it was a training ground. I know I'm not going to use the training camp until like maybe episode 3 or 4. I'm not totally sure if I'm probably gonna make this like maybe 4 seasons, like 4 or like 4 or 5 episodes. It all depends how many episodes I do. But if you want me to continue this, please 10 likes and maybe 10 likes, maybe 10 likes, maybe 11 likes. The like goal, I'm still deciding, not really sure how many likes I would want, but I would like about 5 likes. 5 likes, yeah. But if you want me to continue any other series, please leave a comment down below asking me what series to do. I'm still trying to work on my Discord. Don't know how to set it up though. But yeah, so we go to the training and we get to the ball throw. They haven't done any of the other stuff. We're just doing I know the ball throw was actually first, but I'm not sure if the ball throw was first in a while. So they do the ball throw first because Aizawa wanted to get it done and over with. Everyone went except for Izuku. Then he asked Bakugo how much sweat does he have? Enough to make a giant, no, enough to make a small crater. He said, can you explain me? He asked, he's like, sure. I just said because Bakugo didn't want to get expelled, so he did it and saw Izuku was perfectly fine. He walks back to the circle and throws the ball, getting infinity. Well, 10,000 yards. Yes, I'm doing at 10,000 yards. Brock Lesnar did the same thing, but only got 5,000 yards. I know, Braun Stroman, obese. He took on basically almost he basically went against the whole Royal Rumble. The greatest Royal Rumble to be in fact. Braun Stroman did win that. So we are now go to the Heroes vs. Villain. But yeah, right, you're wondering why I'm doing that. Well, this is gonna be like the last thing I do for today. But if you want a part 2, like hole 5, I'm making the like hole to 5 likes, and I'll do an episode 2 of this. But I'll try to get it out maybe tomorrow or so. But we now go to the Heroes vs. Villains. And all of Class 1A, here's Giant Thump. Well, here's someone running. They run on the running stabs, and the tricksters are saying, I am here, and they all say, All Might. Ezekiel was quite surprised, actually. And he says, Sensei All Might. And everyone's like, Sensei? Oh, yeah. All Might trained me to help me with my quirk. It's like, okay. And they realize, wait, what? Yeah. So, it's like, yes, today we'll be doing Hero Training 101. But you can't be a hero without a hero costume. Yes, I know. The hero costumes, Braun Stroman's hero costume. Yes, the hero costume. I'm not sure if you guys want this Brock Lesnar has his here. You want this as Brock Lesnar's hero costume? Well, the trousers, these ones are here to be Brock Lesnar's hero costume with, or do you want it to be like this, or the black ones with that skull thing that Brock Lesnar has on his back? But yes, they all get up and they do hear Brock Lesnar's theme song going on with the help of Jiro. And yeah, and Bakugo, because they had a drum set in the back. Yeah, they do that. They're all wondering where Zuko Midoriya is, and all they hear is Zuko just. Yeah, I'm making his. Yep, that's what his thing is. And they'll see Izuku's hero costume. Only see that he had a tattoo on his arm and on his other arm and inner arm. And they get to the building. They say that All Might's like, alright, I'm moving you guys up 2 steps more. Why? Because hero training is like this. Like, your hero training is gonna be like heroes versus villains. And it is like, sir, do we have to fight robots like we did at the Unshakable Series? And always like, no, not like that. You guys are gonna be fighting each other, but not to injure each other to death like that. But instead of using artworks, we have a wrestling ring. It's like, I know, if you are wondering why wrestling. Well, because we have 2 students that actually have a chance of beating each other with their quirks. And yes, I know, you guys are wondering, why? Well, I thought it'd be cool to, on the first day of school, I don't know, Austin versus Braun Stroman, first day of school, for the heroes or no, it's not. It's like the first day or second day of school, but all I know is they're gonna be fighting. It's like they had a bell and all it was gonna be the announcer with the help of Kira and Bakugo. It was like ding ding ding. It's like and this is going on, and it's got also being recorded on camera. Also has all his moves in WWE. What is this? Power slam. Body slam. Yeah. And another body slam. And another. Brock Lesnar looks like he's gonna set it up. He looks like he's waiting for Braun Stroman, Zuko Midoriya to get up. But, oh my God, he got a Zuko up. I'm surprised he even got a Zuko up for a guy his size. I'm surprised he can even lift him up. Is that All Might? He did train, and he actually does well. I seen him clean up a whole beach while holding trash. Well, because he wanted to build muscle. So, I taught him how to build muscle. Well, I took him to Digimon Beach. See what he can do with trash that was old and rusty. Still heavy, though. Still heavy. So I told him to walk in the water, and I'll go in the water with the trash and try to walk out of it with the trash above him. Let's see. F5. Just F5 Jonathan. Zuko. How close we just F5 Zuko. Where's the ref? The ref. 1, 2. Kick out from the Zuko. But I'm gonna call him Braun Stroman because that seems to be a good hero name. What is this, folks? A reverse choke slam. Braun Stroman. Now let's see what he does. Oh, he got him up on his shoulders. What is Izuku Midoriya gonna do? Running power slam. Izuku goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Izuku Midoriya is your winner of this. And matches go like that, with some people losing, some people winning. But yeah, it goes on and on and on and on. And we cut to one fight in particular, which was Bakugo's and Kirishima's. This Kirishima has a hardening quirk, and Bakugo has an explosion quirk. All Might, Izuku, or Braun, whatever, and Brock were wondering what would go out: a hardening quirk or an explosion quirk. When the match started, it went on for a bit, with Explosions winning. I wonder why Explosion winning. It's because Kirishima, if his hardening breaks, he gets stronger. Every time it breaks, he's strong enough to use his Red Riot Unbreakable. If you've seen in internships, I believe he used it from Facom. Yeah, Facom. So yeah. So that went on, and I'm not sure if I should do the USJ now or later in episode 2, but you know what? It's already been 47 minutes, and I might as well go on to the cafeteria. You go into the cafeteria, and you go in, and everyone's there just sitting there, just eating their lunch. This one particular student, I'm not sure if you want this to be the ship or not, but one particular student came up to him and asked him a question, which was Nijire Hata. She asked him a question about his quirk, and Izuku, being a gentleman, yes, I'm making Izuku a gentleman, even though he's Braun Stroman and all, does have to act like a gentleman sometimes, because Braun Stroman does it. So yeah, since they did that, Izuku tells him about his shock absorption quirk, and that his side effect is him growing a mustache because of it's the same side effects as Dad's quirk. And you're like, oh, Dad has a shock absorption? Well, yes, but his is where mine's is like, okay, but his hair would just go as long as my beard. And I had his like beard go as long as mine, but he wouldn't be able to cut it. Really? Yep. Which might shock you, because I quick evolved a little from my dad's. So mine was like, I can use my quirk, but also have a beard and mustache, but I get you can say, able to cut my mustache and hair. So, yes, they say that his hair would grow back in an hour, which they thought was, oh, okay. So they understand, and they asked if you wanted to train sometime. And Jonathan said sure, but he also wanted to see if they wanted to ask his friend, and they said, "Who is your friend?" And Zuzu says his name is Brock Lesnar. He's an MMA fighter. I know I said MMA, boxer, and street fighter. I'm getting rid of that and just making him not professional, but who knows? He might be a professional MMA fighter one day. Which Brock Lesnar in the real world, I think, isn't actually being an MMA fighter right now. Don't know for sure, but yes. They said, alright, we'll take him up on his offer, and they want to go find Brock. So, I'm gonna be leaving this off here, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell every time I upload. And, what if Prime signing out?